The stream. We are going to get started here in just a few minutes, but first I am going to check and see if the thing goes live up here and does what it's supposed to do. And yeah, it seems like everything's going all right. There we go. It seems to have. Well, and then there it went again. Just a second here. There it goes. I should probably pause that and see what we get. Well, that's going to be fine. So, welcome to the stream. I am going to be your host today, and we are going to exercise. Now, before we get started, I'll go over things, say, a couple of times as people come in. But actually, the Discord is acting really... the OBS is acting really freaky. Let me fix this here real quick. Can't have that. Alrighty. It's fine. No, it's not either. It likes me being close by to it. Alright, there it goes. It's green again. Alright, so today we are going to exercise. We're going to start out first with some stretching, and then we are going to go into a variety of strengthening and cardio and all sorts of other things. So we're going to give people a little time to get in, and then we are going to go over the premise of this. Also, I need to mute that because I can hear myself. Give me a second here. We will get this started in a minute, I promise. Alright, so here are the rules. If we are doing an exercise and you can't do it, don't do it. If you want to go above and beyond what we're doing, that's fine too. If you don't quite feel like you can do something different. I know for a fact that we have one viewer here who cannot do push-ups. So for you, I would say do a plank. Or do something similar that would work the same muscle groups or things like that. You know, so if I say do push-ups, you know, if you can't do standard push-ups, do push-ups on your knees. If you can't do push-ups on your knees, do a plank. If you can't do a full plank, do planks from your knees. You know, scale it down to, hey, Jess, how's it going? It's good to see you. I am so glad to have you here. And Aaron. I'm assuming you're both probably there. So as I was explaining, if you can't do a certain exercise, I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. I want you to scale it down to the next thing. Also, the other thing about this is I have a couple of things here. Exercise band and a weight. And you don't really need any of that. And the reason the camera's at a funny angle is because when I get back here and start exercising, it's going to make a lot more sense. But for right now, I'm kind of in this weird nowhereville. That said, do me a favor. If everything starts to go all weird and wonky with the stream, someone let me know. And in the meantime, why don't we get started? Now, bearing in mind, again, don't push yourself too far. We're going to start with stretching. But before we start with stretching, we need to do something to let us know, let our bodies know that we're about to do work. So something to warm us up real quick, and then we will do our stretching. So first I want all of you to do 25 jumping jacks very quickly with me. And here we go. go. Now, seem to be dropping frames a bit every so often. Well, that's not good. Is it so bad that you guys can't follow along? Because if it is, I'll try to adjust something, and if it's not, I'll keep going. While you answer that, well, I'll wait, because you need to do the exercises too. And after that, we're going to do 25, well, you guys are going to do 20 push-ups, or as close to that as you can. Jess, I don't want you doing push-ups because you can't, so planks will be fine. If any of you are feeling crazy and want to do more than 20 while we're doing this, that's fine too. So, let's go. Are you ready? Let's do this. There's 10. And 25. Yeah, that might be a problem. So, if it's freezing every so often, then, let's see if I can fix this. X-Legend is hosting. Thank you so much for the host. I really appreciate that. We have just gotten started on this, and I might be dropping a few frames. So, I'm going to try to fix that real quick. And we're going to continue on with this workout. So, let's see if that fixes it a little bit. Keep me posted. And thank you so much for the host. It's great having you here. Now, we just got warmed up. And so we're going to start off with some loosening and stretching now. So, I want all of you to stand up, and you're going to look goofy. You are. It's just a part of exercising, and you got to get over that. Hands up, get your fingers rolling. And this will make a lot more sense later. By the way, what are you saying? We'll be lurking. Oh, well, I'm so happy you're here lurking. If you want to join in, feel free. And if you don't, it's great to have you for the lurk. All right, now after you've been rolling your fingers around, take your wrists, run them in circles. What this does is it loosens up all your joints so that you don't hurt them when there's impact on them. Now, we're not going to be punching things a lot today, but it's good if you have any kind of hand impact workouts. You know, if you play baseball or tennis. All right, arms out. We're going to loosen up our elbows and shoulders. Take your shoulder girdle, put it under, and go this way. And again, you look silly, but it pays off. All right, arms in wide circles. And reverse. We work all the way up the arms to loosen things up. All right. Now, feet shoulder width apart, and twist and push gently as far as you can to loosen up your back. Be careful with this one if you have back problems. All right. Now, we're going to emulate our hula cow mascot. Take your hips and move them in as wide a circle as you can, concentrating on loosening up the muscles and the hip sockets. Because later on I'm going to have you guys kicking, and you can't kick if your hips are not loose. All right, back and forth, back and forth. All right, now, take your legs, your knee up to about your chest level. We are going to do this several times. And I'm going to do it long enough so that if the stream is freezing, you guys can see it. All right. Now, go outward with it. Get the outside of the hips loosened up. Now, go in circles. If you can't extend your leg, just do it with your knees, like this. But if you can extend your leg, do it that way. And that'll get your hips. Now, do the same thing, but go inwards. A few more times. There. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to loosen this up. So put your feet at shoulder width apart, hands on your hips or behind your back. Keep your back straight and flat and lean forward, keeping your legs straight. Allow a little play in your knees, but don't bend them. Don't lock them back, but don't squat either. You want to stretch everything through here and relax. And breathe down into it, keeping your back flat, and you can ease further into the stretch. Yes, I know this looks ridiculous. Now, breathe out, round your back, hang down, grab your toes, and as you breathe out, pull yourself down slightly, keeping your legs straight. And we'll stay here for about 20-30 seconds. And just relax into the stretch. There you go. Come on up. And as you come up, come all the way up and lean backwards. And stretch out your abs. Come forward and down again. And see how much easier it is this time. Feel that? That means your hamstrings are starting to loosen up. Okay? Now come on up. Place your feet double shoulder width apart. All right? Now, stretch up out of your hip sockets and come down to one of your feet, putting your nose to your knee if you can. Grab your foot and pull in. Actually, let me get back so you guys can see this a little better. I will give you plenty of time to do this. And then we'll move on to the other leg. Don't do this one too fast, because if you get up too fast, you won't get any benefit from it. You want to stay down long enough to where you feel that muscle start to loosen up. All right. Now, we're going to go down to the next one. Come up and out. And down we go. Ooh, this leg's stiff. Halfway done. There we go. Now isn't that nice? Now, kick your legs a little bit. Loosen them up. Just, kick them behind you like this. Feel the blood in your legs. Now, I want you to pick your foot up and roll your ankle in one direction, like this. Now roll your ankle in the other direction, like this. Now just kind of roll it in every direction. Feel it loosen up. Work on any tight spots. And once you finish with that, take and point your toes, point them down onto the ground, and lean into it to stretch the back of, let me back up, back of your ankle. Okay? That'll stretch through here, and it'll be nice. Then flip your foot over on the toes and stretch the top of your foot. We're stretching out everything today. All right, roll your ankle on the other foot, inward. If you guys can't tell, a lot of these stretches are ones that I used to use when I used to fight Taekwondo tournaments, and the thing that they're supposed to do is keep you from hurting yourself when you're punching and kicking things. All right, roll your ankle the other way. Roll it every direction. Point your toes, put it down on the ground, and lean into it so that you stretch out that Achilles tendon. Then flip it over onto the toes and push in to stretch the top of your foot. All right. Now, come on down here, because we're going to do some floor stretches. Yeah, everyone loves these. I hate these. All right, come on up. Come forward. Grab your feet. And let me scoot back. Grab your feet. Now, if you're really good and stretched out as you pull yourself forward, you can lift your heels off the ground like this. I am no longer flexible enough to do that very easily. So I'm going to forego that and just try to stretch normally. But we're going to ease into this for about 20 to 30 seconds. As you breathe out, go further into the stretch. You'll be happy you did this when we get into the workout. This is the warm-up, y'all. All right. Now, separate your legs. Up and over to one side. You will feel this down your side when you do it like this, because I am keeping my torso straight forward. And we're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. And then you're going to lean into it and come down and try to put your head onto your knee, which I can't really do easily anymore because I have been shirking. And then we're going to come up again, other leg, come over, keeping your torso straight. You will feel it down this side of your body. And we hold it. And come in, grab your foot, head to your knee. Halfway done. All right. Now, feet together. Okay? Get close to them. You can put your hands behind you if you want, or you can place your hands here. And try to get your knees as close to the floor as you can. Sit up straight. You should be able to feel this through your thighs and hips and groin. This is a good stretch to do, and it will help you if you're trying to do things like kick high, kick wide, or do the splits. Now, Once we finish with this one, we will do one more floor stretch, and then we'll get started on the real exercise routine. The last stretch that we're going to do is a fun one, and I do like this one. So here's the trick. You take your leg and you stick it in front of you, okay? And you bend your leg at an angle. Now this leg goes straight back behind you, and you rather fold yourself over this leg so it's kind of a 7 shape. And then you kind of climb over it and you lay yourself all the way down on it so that your chest covers that leg, and you try to keep it as straight as possible, and you try to get as low down to the ground as possible. And you will feel that through your hips and butt and your groin and your thigh and most of those other muscles at the top of your leg around your hip socket. You'll feel it, and it will stretch them out really, really good. Now be careful with this one, because if you can't do it, you can allow your leg to kind of tuck in a little bit, and that makes it easier, but you don't want to overdo with this because you will have sore hips if you do. Now, we're going to stay here, head to the floor, for another few minutes, well, a few seconds, and then we're going to come up and we're going to switch out legs. So, leg in front of you. This one's going to be my problem one. I can feel this one's a lot stiffer than the other one. All right, leg in front of you. Settle on down on it, and we're just going to count to 30 or so. See, this isn't so bad at all, is it? All right. Okay, everybody up. Now, kick your legs around. Get them, get the blood flowing to them again. That was our warm-up stretches. So, everyone who has made it with me this far, congratulations. That was, don't you feel good? Don't you feel warmed up? You feel much better, don't you? You feel loose. You feel like you're ready to do something. Well, that's great, because we're going to do something right now. So, let's see here. First things first. Now, since this is a leg workout, we're going to start this with a few stretching kicks. All right, so the first ones are front kicks. And a front kick is executed by bringing your leg up, pointing your toes like this, okay? And kicking with the ball of your foot straight. Now, once you put that foot out, you need to bring it back in before placing it on the ground again. Don't just get it like that. That doesn't work. What you want to do is up, out, back, and down. All right? So, yes, exactly, Jessica. You feel all nice and loose, don't you? You feel more flexible already. So, now we're going to do a few kicks to kind of get some work going in the legs. And I'm not going to teach you guys to do any kind of proper martial arts stance or anything, because that's not really what this is about, although you do want to have a nice loose 45-degree stance just so that, these are comfortable to perform. But you kind of come back, up, out, back, and down. Up, out, back, and down. And we're going to do 8 on each leg. So starting with the right leg, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, these can be anywhere between waist and nose level, depending on what you want to do, but try to keep them above your waist if you can. Now, we are going to do the other leg. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Very nice, everybody. Now, next, we're going to do the same thing with roundhouse kicks. Roundhouses are an interesting little beastie. They swivel your hip a little more, which is why I had you do those last stretches that got you loose here. Because what you do is you bring your leg up, but you cock it to the side, and it goes out and down. Notice that I point my toes out while doing that, because if you're kicking something for real, you don't want to kick it with your toes. That hurts. You want to kick it with the top of your foot, like that. So, when you do that, again, it is up, hardwood floor, up, out, back, and down. And so, we're going to do 8 on each foot. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get back so you guys can see me. 5, 6, 7. Notice I also pivot this back foot while I'm doing that. 8. So we flip. 1, 2, 3, 4. This floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, very good, everybody. Last one. We are going to do some high stretching kicks, and I want you to be careful with these because I don't want you to pull anything. So you only go as high as you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with one leg in the front, one leg back. And whichever leg is in the back, we just swing it forward. And we start at about waist level. And we're going to go 8 kicks. Gentle, swinging upward kicks. And each one you try to get a little higher. Do not hurt yourself with these. Do not go more than you can. If you feel anything twinge or pull, don't go any higher than that. But we're going to start off at waist level, and we're going to go as high as we can after that. So, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I keep kicking myself. 8. Also, don't ram your shin into your nose. Other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. There we go. Now, your legs are feeling nice and loose, aren't they? Getting some good strength, and it's feeling pretty good. Your body is settling into the workout. You don't feel tired. You feel keyed up like you're exercising, but you're not really tired yet, which is good, because next we're shifting the focus. Now, you guys could use an exercise band for this. You guys could use weights for this. You could use anything for this. We're doing curls. And you don't have to have anything special. Heck, if you wanted to, you could use a paint bucket for it. But the amazing thing about doing a good workout is you don't need anything special. I mean, sure, if you're doing curls and you've got a band like this, you can do them like this. But you can exercise with anything. You don't need any special gym memberships. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need anything fancy. Just get your workout in. And that said, we are going to do 20 curls. And we're going to see if I'm not too out of shape to do them with 20 pounders. So, let's go. 1, 2. And if you don't have anything heavy, just mimic the motion with empty hands. 3. Or grab something. 4, 5. Milk jugs, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, let me go put these down. And again, if you don't have to have weights or anything special, I mean, anything will do, you know, anything to where you just get some resistance or something, it works great. And like I said, I try not to have too much special equipment in this workout, but sometimes, you know, you need to get something, but that something isn't hard to come by, you know? All right, so, next. Oh, you guys are going to like this. This next one is ab work. Let me scoot back here so where you can see it. This is leg lifts. And what we are going to do is we are going to place, and again, we're all going to look ridiculous. It's fine. You're going to place your hands under your rear end. Let me get back so you can see me. You're going to hover your feet off the floor. You are not going to allow your feet to touch the floor at all. And you are going to lift your legs all the way up 20 times. And as you bring them down, point your toes. Do not allow them to touch the floor at any point. And let's go. 20 of them, please. All right, stay down there because I've got a surprise for you. We're going to do the same thing again, except we're going to do them side to side. You're going to go in a V, and you are going to do, or if you really want to work out, you can do around the world. You can take them all the way around, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can go down to the left, down to the right. So either you can do them like this, which is nice, or you can go all the way around, which is also fun. So why don't, and if I say 20, it means like 10 in each direction. So you don't have to do like 1, 1, 2, 2. It's like 1, 2, 3. Let's get started on that because these abs ain't going to tone themselves up. Ready? Go! As close as you can get them to the floor without touching it. Almost done. Keep at it. Y'all got this. And we're done. Now, I know that you guys probably aren't moving quite as fast as that, so I'm going to let you finish up for a second while I check and see what the next exercise is supposed to be. And also, while you're finishing that, may I remind you that it is a good idea to hydrate periodically while you're exercising. Don't overdo, but hydrate. All right, so Next on our agenda. Oh, you guys are going to like this. This one's short and sweet. Now, Jess, if you're there, and anyone else who can't do push-ups, you're going to have to modify this a little bit. These are fascinating little beasties. And what you're supposed to do is, if you have weights, and I'm not going to use these because they would tear up my floor, but to illustrate, you are supposed to come down into a push-up, pull it up over your head, place it back down on the ground, do another push-up, and lift this one up in the same manner. Now, these are going to scratch up my floor if I do that. So we're going to modify it. And Jess, for you can't do push-ups. And so, yes, you say you like modifications. Modifications are good. What I want you to do is I want you to stay in a plank, and every so often, if you can, just alternate which hand is up and turn to the side. If you are able to with your wrists. And if you are not, simply try to pick up one hand for a minute and then the other one. Now, what I'm going to do is a slightly different modification because I don't want to scratch up my floor. And if any of you are in a similar situation, get some soft weights, which these don't have enough gap for me to balance on them. So they're too close to the floor. I'm simply going to do a push-up, pick up my weight, and pull it up over my head. Man, these are light. What are they? Oh, 5-pounders. All right, so if you can't do full push-ups, feel free to do it from your knees and, you get the idea. But these are difficult, and since I normally recommend that you do them with 10 or 12 pound weights, we're only going to do 12 of them. That would be 6 on either side. And we're going to start now. So, let's do this. Oh, let's do 12 on either side. Then again, my upper body strength is terrible lately. So maybe we settle on 8. All right. How'd everybody do with that? That one's a fun one, isn't it? I have not been working out my upper body for about, 8 or 9 months. So, easing back into this. Well, I'm going to wait for all of you to finish with that, because I know it takes a minute to get down, get the idea of the workout, get it done, get back up. So, you guys keep doing what you're doing while I talk. And, I used to be able to talk like this during a workout without getting as winded as I am. And I'm kind of embarrassed that I can't do that anymore. So I will be doing this on a regular basis if you guys want to join me. That said, I'm going to go check and see what the next workout is. And, oh, here we go. You guys are going to like this one. It's one of my favorites. Okay. Now, for this one, I'm going to teach you guys an interesting stance. It is called the horseback riding stance. What you do is with your feet at shoulder width apart, bend your knees, And keeping your toes pointed forward, you are going to step out at double shoulder width apart and settle back onto your hips. Like you're sitting on a post here. You're not leaning forward like this. You're seated back. And you should feel it through here and through here. And get to where your knees are nice and bent and loose and get comfortable. Get good at this because you're going to be here for a second. You're already feeling it in your legs. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just ignore that because, again, you're going to be here for a second. Now, starting with your arms right here, what I want you to do is to punch. And when you punch, you are going to come out, and at the end, as you get to the extension of the punch, when you push it, you flip your fist over. So you get a little extra pop, a little power into that punch, and also twist into it just a little bit. See over here, as I twist into it, and as I come back, I chamber it back down here, and then you can do that with the next one. Now, what we're going to do, and let me back up so you can see this, and see, you've already forgotten about your legs. We are going to do this in threes, and we are going to do a set of 10. All right, now watch me first, and then follow along. It'll be 1, 2, 3, and back. All right, now we're going to do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 10. Very nice. Now, stay where you are. Yeah, I know you feel it in your legs. Don't worry about it. Now, this time, we're going to go face, chest, and abdomen. All right? And then, on the second ones, we're going to go abdomen, chest, face. Okay? And we're going to do 10. Ready? 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 10. All right, now take one foot and gently step in to shoulder width apart. You will immediately feel air coming to your legs. It will be a great relief to you. And that's wonderful because now while you've been doing that, you've been working out your legs as well. Now, we are going to do both of those exercises again, the straight punches and the up and down ones. We're going to do them a little quicker so that it doesn't kill your legs as bad. But, and if you're feeling it right here, let me show you something here real quick. If you're feeling it up here in your quads, take your ankle, breathe, and pull upwards. Okay? If you pull upwards, you ought to be able to feel it stretch out in there. Okay? And it feels better when you put it down. All right? Grab your other one and pull on that one as well, and you will be able to stretch out those quads. For your hamstrings, just ease on down into a toe touch and breathe while you do. And like magic, your legs feel better, don't they? They're not even tired anymore. All right. So one more time for each of those. Step out, horse riding stance, chamber, and begin. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 10. All right? 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 10. Chamber, come up, and we're done with that exercise. Wasn't it fun? All right. While you guys finish that, why don't you take a little break to hydrate a bit? Because hydration is, again, important, and you're going to start dehydrating quickly from here on out. Very, very nice. Now, we are going back to ab work. Hey Lily, how's it going? You're just in time. We're about to start bicycle crunches. You need that kind of energy? Well, follow along. This is how you get that kind of energy. I promise. All right, so does everyone know how to do bicycle crunches? Well, if not, I'm going to show you. What you do is if you are on the floor, you will take your left knee to your right elbow, and then your right knee to your left elbow, and you will notice that I am not putting the leg that goes far out. It does not hit the ground. They stay out the entire time. So you guys are going to do 20 of those. If you can, I want you to do 30 or 50. I am going to try for 75 to give you guys plenty of time to do yours. Bicycle crunch is time for you to die in peace. No, this is fun. Trust me. It's great. And we are going to go starting now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20. 30. 50. See how easy that was? We're already at 50, guys. We're already at 50. And that's great. Now, since I know I move a little faster than you guys, and I have not done that in a long time, I'm going to try and do another 20 while you guys finish up. Keep your fingers crossed for me, because it's been too long since I've exercised. And I'm starting to feel it, which is shameful. But no, actually that's not shameful. That's not shameful at all, and none of you guys should be ashamed if you can't do something. You should never be ashamed of that. It's just room for improvement. So I need to not say that right now, because it is a bad thing to say, and it is wrong. There is no shame in not being able to do something. You just work towards it. Remember that. And as my punishment, I get to do 20 more. For me, assuming things. Ready? Go. 2. Okay. That was 20 more. Exactly, Jess. Stay positive and no self-judgment. Because whatever you can or can't do, that is your benchmark. And you can always work from there. And there is always something to be said for that. So never disparage yourself and never feel down on yourself. And see, even I do it. Even I do it because I know what I used to be able to do. I would not be breathing this hard a year ago. Heck, I wouldn't even be sweating 3 years ago. But I am now. And there's no shame in that. It's just how it is. And we will work to get better. Let's see. Lily, you don't have the motivation to work out. Well, here it is. You're with all of us. Come on in. Join us. See? It's just a living room. It's nothing intimidating. It's not a gym. It's not a bunch of people staring at you. It's not like you're working out in the middle of the beach or anything. You're in your living room. It's wonderful. It's private. Well, yours is. I'm on display. But, you know, join us if you want. And no pressure. You don't have to. But if you want to, you're welcome to. let's see what's next on the agenda. Let's see. Oh, yes! One of my favorites! Hey, everybody. Are you ready for squats? Because I am. All right, people with bad knees, be careful and only go down so far. Okay? And if you can't do that, you can't do that. Think of something else to do. But if you can do squats, I want those of you who can to do 20. If you're feeling really adventurous, you can do 30, or you can do 50 with me, because that's what I'm about to do. Are you ready? And if you want, you can also grab something to hold. If you want to make it a little harder, you can get you a small weight, and you can do squats with that. And away we... Oh, wait, who's here? Death Monkey! All right! You're going to sit there and create some tunes while we make the fat cry. Yes! That is right. So, squats. Ready? Go. You can even do stuff like push it up over your head. Or, and I'm halfway done, if you want it to be a little less about carrying things and a little bit more about a dynamic workout, you can go like this. And there's your squats. Right there. All right. I'm going to give you guys a second to finish yours. And I want you to sit down afterward and to kind of stretch out your legs a little bit. Okay? Just relax and breathe. Stretch out your legs. Get that blood flowing through them. Warm them up. Make sure that those muscles aren't angry with you. Make sure that they're just getting the workout. You know. Beat them into submission, but don't beat them down. Breathe in. Breathe out. See? Your legs feel better. Although what I want you to do is do this again. 3 out, 3 in, with each leg. You can also do this number. See how much better you feel? You're breathing. And yeah, you're tired and your breathing's a little labored, but that's because you're exercising. You want that. But you want to master that breathing. You don't want to be, because you're not getting optimal oxygen that way. You might not be comfortable doing it, but if you can't sit here and talk like I am, and you can hear, it's an effort for me, but if you can't sit here and talk like I am, you have not mastered your breathing. So be sure you keep even, regular, deep breaths. Now, that said, we are going to torture our legs a little bit more. And to do that, we might need the help of something. If you guys have a chair or something to hold on to, it's nice. I mean, if you want to work on your balance, you don't have to have something like this. But if your balance is not that good, you can put your hand on something and use it for that. Now, stand. Lift your leg out to the side and back down again. Like that. It's just a leg lift. You'll feel it through here, through here. If you move it back a little bit, you'll feel it more back here. And so I suggest alternating. So like one completely out to the side, one slightly to the back and out to the side. And go in between them. We are going to do 30, which is 15 out straight to the side and 15 slightly back. Go. If you can't do 30, do 15. Chances are you're feeling this in the leg that's on the ground more than the one that's in the air. And that's 30. Ooh, you feel that, don't you? Uh-huh, I know you do. You know how I know? Because I feel it. All right, so now we move on to the other one. And I'll warn you, this leg that's on the ground, that's going to be the sore one with this exercise. Don't hurt yourselves. Like I said, do as many as you can. If you can't do 30, that's not a problem. Just do what you can. And that's all anyone can ask of you. And away we go, because we got to get this show on the road. All right. Very good, everybody. Very good, very good. Now, before we go on to more leg work, we need to give our legs a break. So we're going to work on triceps. Now, if any of you have something small and reasonably heavy, if you don't have weights or if you don't have a band, just get something to hold, because it'll make this exercise a whole lot more valuable, even if it's just something small, like a can of soup, or frozen turkey. But let me show you how to do this exercise all the ways you can do it. Now, if you have an exercise band, you can step on it and step through. Let me get back so you can see. And if you put them, let me get way back so you can see. If you put your hands behind your head like this and push, well, I'll hunker down, and push straight up, forward like this, that will exercise your triceps. Now, you can also do it with weights. If you have your weights, noisy! How's it going, man? Oh, you missed some of it. But we still got plenty of fun parts coming up, so don't worry. It's going to be grand. Hope you're wearing your sweats, because you're getting in on this. All right, so you took a nap. Oh, dude, nap time's over. All right, guys, if you're doing tricep exercises with weights, this is the preferred method. You don't want to move the tops of your arm, your bicep, this part of your arm. You just want to bend your elbow. So, see, the top parts of my arms are not moving, just my forearms. And it's going to work out your triceps. So, I am going to do this with the band. You guys, and if you don't have weights or a band, you know, just do this number, and it won't hurt anything. But if you can hold something while you're doing it, it makes the exercise a lot more productive. You're sweating already. You're in trouble there in hard stuff. Oh, he's not in trouble. The next stuff is not any harder than the stuff we've already done, except for maybe the end of the workout, which I believe that is a surprise. All right, everybody. So tricep exercises, I'm only going to make everyone do 25 of these. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full range of motion. 5. To get all the benefit out of these. 6, 7, 8, 9. What's battery powered specs saying? 10. Both you and Aaron are drenched. Great! That means you're doing it right! Excellent! 15 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I bet you're feeling it now, aren't you? 1, 2, 3. Almost done, I promise. 4. Just one more. 5. Yeah, that last one's the one that takes all the self-control. See? You feel that, don't you? It feels good. And look, you're done. You're done. Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but now those triceps feel good. The pain goes away. And it's not really pain, it's discomfort. But the discomfort goes away almost immediately after you finish the exercise. But you get this good feeling in its place. It's like, I just did that. Hey, I'm feeling good. And that's how it's supposed to be. So, that's too far down. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. See, and we're taking a break now. And you guys are watching me, and you're kind of done with the exercise. Sure, you're breathing a little heavy, but you feel good, don't you? And you're about to feel better, because the next exercise is going to be interesting. Now, I hope you guys have something to hold on to. And you don't have to if you want to work on your balance. But this one's a little tricky. And it's fun. And I hope you guys are in for leg day. Because this one is very simple and slightly difficult at the same time. You remember how I showed you how to do a roundhouse kick, right? Well, this is very, very simple. All I want you guys to do is to grab onto anything, slowly go out into a roundhouse kick, right? And then, when you do that, on my word, when I say go, you're going to do it. And you're going to put it down only when I tell you to. Thank you for the host, by the way, Battery Powered Specs. I see we're auto-hosted. Now, we are going to go into our kick now. The part about this that should make you guys mildly uncomfortable is the fact that I grabbed a pocket watch. Because you ain't putting that foot down for a minute. I don't know how well I can do this anymore. Yeah, I know it's starting to feel heavy, but just keep it up there. It ain't going to hurt you, and you're half done. Well, a quarter of the way done. You still got to do this with the other leg. Try and keep it up. I know it wants to fall. Mine's doing the same thing. Come on. Not long now. Okay. Put them down. See? Simple, yet difficult. All right. Now, as much as I know you guys don't want to, we got to do that with the other leg. Come on, it'll be fun. All right. I'm going to give you guys a second more just to stretch that out, because I know you're feeling it through here and here and here and here and everywhere else. And it's fine. Get yourself, get ready to do the next one. Get yourself a little sip of water. Take good care of yourself. And I'll see what you guys are saying. Yeah, you're exactly right. Noisy, A, that sucked.
And battery-powered specs, simple does not mean easy. Don't worry, guys. This is one of the tough ones. You're almost there. All right, no use lollygagging because we got to do this anyway. Go. And I see you guys saying stuff, and that's cool. I will read it in a minute. But go on. Get to going. You guys need to be doing this. If you can. I mean, if you can't, keep it up as long as you can. But, and no cheating either. No doing this number. Okay, 20 more seconds if you can do it. I might not be able to do it. Used to could. I'm going to try. 10 more seconds, guys. Stay strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Very, very good, you guys. I'm very proud of you. Had to put on your knee brace for this? Yes, that's a good idea, Noisy. And Noisy, listen to me. You missed the big speech. If there's any exercise you can't do, or you shouldn't do, modify it. Like with Jess, she can't do push-ups because of her wrist. I have her do planks. If there's any exercise that needs to be modified, you do it. Like if I say do push-ups and you can't do push-ups from your knees. If you can't do that, do a plank. If you can't do a plank, do the plank from your knees. Always modify to the best of your ability and don't hurt yourself. The point of this is to push yourself as much as you can for what you can do and to improve yourself. It is not to hurt yourself, and it is certainly not to try to compete with anybody else who is exercising. The only purpose of us being here is to make ourselves better. You are not to compare yourself to whatever anyone else is doing, and you are not to try to outdo anyone else, because that's how people get hurt. That said, yes, you don't want another partial dislocation. I know you just did that, so with the leg exercises, which we're doing a lot of today, dude, and I didn't think about that, you be careful, because I don't want you hurting yourself. I don't want any of you hurting yourselves. And so, if you can follow along and do something else, as long as you're inspired to work out and you do something good, that's great. But do not do something you shouldn't. Do not do something you can't. Don't push yourself too far. Now, me, I used to fight tournaments, so, I know the difference between acute discomfort and actual pain. A lot of people haven't learned to distinguish the difference. So if something feels wonky, just don't do it. And take care of yourselves, because this is to get you guys healthier, not to hurt you. It'll be good as long as you don't do some ninja bullshit, you said. Well, what do you mean by ninja bullshit, Noisy? Do you mean something like this? No, we won't be doing that. Actually, next, interestingly enough, is, you're not going to have any problem with this, Noisy, because it doesn't use your knee in any way, shape, or form. We're doing crunches. And, yes, Jess, knowing your limits between karate and gymnastics. You know what I mean then. Especially if you're a gymnast, because you guys do some crazy stretches, and you'll tweak things, and you know what I mean. There's a difference, especially in muscle pulls, and when your muscles are screaming at you, there's a difference between pain and acute discomfort. Acute discomfort tells you information, and it doesn't feel good, but it's just discomfort. But pain is pain, and if you know the difference, when you're a gymnast or something like that, you get real familiar with the difference, but most people don't know that feeling and how to differentiate. So, thanks, Noisy. Yes, let's go! So, if anything feels wonky and you're not sure, just don't do, So, let's see. Crazy stuff. Yes, exactly. All right, guys. Crunches. And since I don't have anyone to hold my feet, I'm going to put these weights over here. There we go. All right, guys. 25 crunches. Let's do this. These are going to tear up my floor. I'll try and do without them. Wrestling me looked like we were rolling. Exactly, Noisy. Man, I can't get up very much steam without something holding my feet. All right, well, no sense griping. Get it over with. There we go. That was less than impressive, but we got our 25 crunches in. I'm going to put these weights away before I destroy my hardwood floor with them. Well, let's see. That was great. Now, before I wrap out the workout, we have 3 more things on the agenda. Yes, Death Monkey, that's a great idea. I don't actually have an exposed wall at the moment because I moved all the stuff against the walls. Which is why we're not doing wall sits today, by the way, because I don't have a wall to sit. But yes, Death Monkey, let me show you guys what Death Monkey means. If you put your feet up against a wall like this and pretend that the side of the frame is the wall, you can push on that, and it's a great modifier for crunches. Obviously, there's no wall here right now, so it's not helping me any, but that will enable you to do a lot more proper crunches. And yeah, this couch is very light. I tried that as an experiment earlier and ended up lifting the couch. So, but see, this couch moves real easy. That said, do any of you keeps licking your sweat? Good puppy. Do any of you guys have any special requests for any exercises before we move on to the last 3? Because the last 3 are kind of humdingers, just to get everything out of the way. So if you guys have anything that you want to work out, any ab exercises, any arm exercises, anything that you really want to see incorporated in this workout, now would be the time to tell me over in the chat box. Because once we get started on this next stuff, you guys ain't going to want to do anything special after that. And Noisy, this one's for you. I want you to be real careful with this one. This one might be a sit-out for you. And then you'll pick us. You pick back up with us after this next one, because if no one pipes up in the box over here, what we are going to do is another roundhouse kick exercise. But this one is the opposite of where we held our legs out. This one, we are going to do 50 roundhouse kicks on each leg without putting the leg down as quickly as we can. Now, you're going to want a chair or a wall or something to brace yourself against. Now, if you want to work on your balance, you don't have to use that. Just keep it there and touch it when you need to. But what I want to see is proper kicks. I don't want to see a bunch of I want to see when you kick, it is snaps out and comes back properly. Don't be doing this number. It needs to go out and back, out and back. All right? Now, that is the exercise. You put your leg up, you do 50 roundhouse kicks, or, if you can't do that, 20 or 30 or 40 or 15, do however many you can do. aim for a high number. We used to do an exercise where we'd see how many we could do in a minute. I got over 100 one time, and then I couldn't walk. But that said, we're going to start. Do as many as you can. Begin. There you go. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Now, I'm going to wait for you guys to finish, and we're going to get the other leg. And noisy, like I said, that one might not be for you. So, don't do it if you can't, with that knee of yours. And don't get any funny ideas about doing it just on one leg, because it's still hard on the knee that you're planting there. So I want you to sit this one out, period. Okay? Do curls, do push-ups, do shoulder rolls or something. Just don't do that. All right, guys. You've had enough time. Other leg. Ready? Begin. You'll also notice I'm doing low, high, low, high, low, high. That's fine. Keeping them at the same height is fine too. It doesn't matter. I also owe you 20 more. There you go. My problem is I'm trying to watch you guys and do it at the same time. All right, see? That was not a big deal, and you feel good, don't you? Good. I'm glad. Now I want everybody to get a drink. Everybody. Because the next workout is the last one before we do our finishing stretches. And it's going to be interesting. Alrighty. Your right knee almost gave out on you. We'll see. If it's getting that hard, that's your stopping point right there. That's your stopping point. Once you get to a point where you can't really do anymore, don't force it. Now, remember earlier when I asked everyone if they wanted special exercises? Yeah, the brace does help a lot. Wraps help a lot. I usually wrap my ankles. I haven't this time, but I usually will, especially if I'm going to be kicking bags or something. We're almost done, guys. I want you to hydrate real good. And don't drink way too much, because you're going to have a full stomach, and that's not good. Now, I want you guys to pick an exercise, one that you feel that you need more of. And I want you to pick one that you can do a lot of reps of. And I want you to pick one that is a repetitive exercise that you can count. Because what we're about to do is an exercise called burnouts. Aha. Now, the name probably scares you. And it shouldn't, except for this creeps up on you good. So, we're going to do burnouts for the next 5 minutes. And I want you to pick an exercise. I am going to try and do burpees. Now, you guys might not want to do that. I don't know if I can do that, and if I can't, I'm going to switch to squats. But here's how it works. For 5 minutes, the first 30 seconds, we will do one. Count them, 1 rep of your preferred exercise. Then we will wait for the 30 seconds to be over. Then for the next 30 seconds, we will do 2 reps of the exercise, and so on and so forth, until at 5 minutes, we are doing 10 reps in 30 seconds. That doesn't sound so bad, does it? Well, pick your exercise carefully, is all I can say. Let me pull up a timer here. And Noisy says, let's rock. You thought you were tired before? Well, you ain't got nothing yet. Go! 1 rep of your exercise! Wow, that was easy. 1 rep. Huh. Well, that wasn't so hard. See? 1/10 of the way done. Great. Hey, you're starting to get bored, aren't you? Oh, there's nothing to this. Well, why don't you do 2? Okay, 2. Not so bad. Huh, right? Right. Y'all getting scared? 'Cause I am. 3, 2, 3. Do 3 of them. There you go. 3. All right, 10 seconds until the next one. Time for 4. The reality of this is probably starting to sink in for you guys about now, isn't it? All right, 3 seconds, and then we'll do 5. Go! What fell? Oh, that. Okay. 5 seconds until 6. Let's do this! They call these burnouts for a reason. And in 5 seconds, we're doing 7. Go! Okay. I'm switching to squats. 8, go. Oh, sure, why not? Breathing hard. Good. 3 seconds. 9. Go. I'm throwing a few burpees in. Anyway. Last exercise. Why not burpees? Do it! Come on. more. Yes! Ha ha! All right, let me turn off the timer so I can see you guys. Phew! That's exactly what it is, Noisy. Pyramids. I'm extremely proud of all of you. This has been a great workout, but it's not over yet. We're going to stretch it out so that we feel good. Now, your legs are tired, your muscles are sore, and they're going to tighten up if you don't relax them. So what I want you to do is get yourself a nice swig of liquid. Not too much, or you are going to puke. So just sips. Hydrate a minute and get your breathing regulated. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Noisy. Now, sit. Relax. Switch to jogging halfway through. Good. As long as you're doing something. You'll notice I switched to something much easier. And then back again, because I'm a stubborn little fart. Now, if you have neck problems, be careful with this. We're going top down. First thing is first, look to your right and relax. Look to your left and relax. Tilt your ear to your shoulder and relax. And again, if you have neck problems, be very, very careful with this and don't do anything you're not supposed to do. Okay? Other way. And relax. Noisy says it feels good to do pyramids again. Yes, it does. Now, down straight through your back, there's that big long back muscle that gets knotted up. Take your head, tuck your chin, roll it slightly to one side, and very, very gently, keeping your back straight, apply just a little bit of pressure to loosen that up all the way down through your back. Do not pull, do not put a lot of pressure on, and do not hurt yourself. Just relax gently and let the tension flow out of you. Do it on the other side. Very nice. All right, now, put one arm to the side, pull it to you, and pull it through. You'll feel your back loosen up, okay? Give it a good pull. You'll feel it through your shoulder, through your back, through your trapezius muscles, everything. That'll loosen up your upper back and shoulders and things like that. And you'll even feel it through your shoulder and upper arm. Good. Now, other way. Just stretch it as much as you can. Also, you don't have to do that with your hand. Mine does that, yours shouldn't. See, I'm fine. It's just the way I'm put together. Now, we're going to stand up. And I bet you guys your breathing's regulated already. You're starting to calm down and feel much better. What I want you to do is loosen up your hips, okay? side to side again, okay? And then we're going to lean all the way over, okay? Now, all that leg work we've been doing, where your outer hip is tightened up, that's going to start to ease that up. And it'll keep it from tightening up, like later on, when you guys lay down and go to sleep and you think, oh, I feel worn out, but I feel good. And then you wake up and you can't freaking move. This will keep this from happening. Hopefully. Very nice. Now, I want you guys to do another butterfly stretch. Push your feet. Now let me get back so you can see me. Push your feet in as close to you as you can get them. Push down. And you can do this two ways. One, you can push behind you to help push your knees down. If you want, you can get your elbows and push your knees down like that. Or there's another way where if you want to lean over and put your nose to your toes, which after the exercise we've been doing, I don't necessarily recommend it. But you can do that as well. Those are all good methods of stretching this out. So, and you feel it through here. And I'm actually going to take a minute to do it myself, because while I've been explaining it, I've realized I've not been doing it, and I'm not going to get any of the benefits of it if I don't do it. So, now, notice this already, guys. After all we just did, now that we're sitting here calmly stretching and calmly breathing, you guys feel great, don't you? I mean, you're tired, but you don't feel like you did when we were exercising. You're not all hot and breathing heavy and sweaty. I mean, well, you're sweaty, but you've started to relax and you're feeling good and you feel like you've accomplished something. And if you notice, you feel energetic now, don't you? You don't feel like, ugh. You feel like, hey, I'm doing something. I've done something. I feel pretty good. And that's the way that you should feel. Now take your leg and put it behind. No, I'm kidding. What you want to do now is just simply the same stretches we did before. And interestingly enough, you will find that you can get further into them at the moment because you are warmed up and stretched out. See, that's really nice. Now, the one I want you guys really to do again as well is the one that stretches out your hips, because we've been doing a lot with our legs. And if you don't stretch those hips out, you're going to feel that. So, one more time. Let me move this down so you can see it. There we go. One more time. I want you to do a nice lucky 7 stretch, where you turn your leg into a number 7. If you look down onto it, put this leg straight out behind you, lop up over onto your leg, and put your chest down to your leg while keeping the other leg straight out behind you. It's a little difficult to get into the position, but once you do, you should be able to lay down with your chest on your leg and stretch out that hip. And try to push your body back so that your leg comes up a little bit. And you'll really feel that through your hip. Be careful with this one. But if you relax into this one, it's going to make that hip feel so much better tomorrow after your muscles don't tighten up after all you've been putting them through. Now just sit here for a minute and enjoy that. There you go. See? That's not so bad. Now, we're going to do the other one. And then we'll do a couple of quick little cool down stretches and we'll be done. See? This whole thing wasn't bad, was it? I told you. We'll sit here for about 30 seconds. Be sure to breathe evenly and slowly. Relax. All right, stand up. Last thing. All right. Okay. Squat down like this. Take your elbows, feet pointed out, and just push. Push outward on your legs. You will feel that through here. You will feel that through your thighs. Push outwards. You'll feel like you're doing the splits. And you kind of are. But feel it loosening up those muscles that got tightened up while we were exercising? Yeah. You didn't realize those were that tight until you started doing this, did you? Well, this will loosen those up. Then we're going to do one more stretch, and we're going to call it a day. All right. Now, this is going to be the fun one. Come forward like this. It's a runner's stretch. Go out as far as you can. As far as you can. As far as you can. Put that knee to the ground. Come on down. Keep on. Keep on. Down all the way. See that? Not bad. You're feeling that through your quad in the leg that's back. And you're feeling that through the hamstring in the leg that's in the front. Aren't you? Yeah. I know, because I am too. But it's not bad. It even feels pretty good, doesn't it? All right. Come up slowly. Work your way up. Because it's going to hurt through here if you don't. You got to be careful about getting up from that. Now, get up. See, you're going to feel it through here. Rock that leg around a little bit. See, you might have stretched it a little much doing that, and that's fine. Yeah, don't do it if you feel dizzy. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Don't do it if you can't do it at all. So, here's what you're going to do for the rest of you. Back leg stays planted, knee is straight. Come forward with this one. Come on down. Be careful, because through this area, you're probably still feeling it from when you did it the other way. So come on down as far as you can get. Okay? Now put that knee down in the back and go on. Come on down. Get your elbows all the way down if you can. Right? Just get good and stretched out. And we're going to stay here about 25 seconds. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up. Rub your legs. Rub your legs. Flex them a little bit. Move them around just a little bit. Kind of get those muscles unstretched a little bit. Very funny, guys. All right. Guess what? Guess what, guys? You did it. That's it. You made it through the workout. So, everybody tell me in the chat box over here, how do you feel? Well, I see Noisy and Lily are feeling pretty good. They're talking about Kama Sutra. That's not quite what this is. Although, if you wanted to incorporate, anyway, don't kill your partner. Yes, high five. Sweaty but good, Lily said. Well, as you can see, I too am sweating a little bit, and It is good, isn't it? It makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And we have. We've gotten into much better shape today, and we will continue to do so. Noisy says he feels as good as he can as he was late. Well, that's okay, Noisy. What you do, excuse me, hair in my mouth. What you do is you queue up the video on demand, and then you have to do the whole thing right now. Yes, even the part you just did. That said, thank you guys so much for coming. I've been meaning to get back into this, and I have just been too lazy. And that's the truth. I've been too lazy, because I say busy, too busy, but I mean, there's always time. There's always time. I've only been doing this for, we've only been here for an hour or so, and half of it's been me yammering and telling everyone all this stuff. But to just do the exercise, it doesn't take that long at all. And it's not a matter of being too busy. It's a matter of me being too lazy and not wanting to do it. It's like, I don't feel like it today, blah, blah, blah. And you guys being here with me has been the impetus for me to actually go ahead and get this done today. And even this morning I was thinking, what did I get myself into? And I am so glad I've done this, because I feel magnificent. And don't you guys too? Don't you feel great? This is wonderful. Thank you, Noisy. I appreciate that, and I'm glad. Yes, Aaron and Jess, we can keep each other motivated, and that's what it's all about. I said earlier you don't need a gym or fancy equipment or to go to places to exercise, and that's true, you don't. But a big part of places like that is you have people and friends and acquaintances and trainers expecting you to show up, and that's what keeps you motivated, is that people are planning on you, and you have an expectation, and you have an appointment, and you have a time when people expect to see you there, and you do it together, and there's that sense of community, and that's and you push each other, and you help each other to excel. And when you have to do it on your own, it takes an incredible amount of perseverance and dedication, and a discipline to do it. And maintaining that discipline is much easier if you have people doing it with you. And thanks, Noisy, so much. Noisy just said, seriously, this was awesome, and I am so glad and happy that you say so, because I sure had a lot of fun with this. And it was so great having you guys here exercising with me in my living room, such as it is at the moment. And thank you guys again for coming by. I really enjoyed this, and I am probably going to go get a shower. Also, real quick, an exercise that I haven't done in forever and probably can't. But I will show you guys back when we used to have soft floors and we used to do Taekwondo. We would do one other exercise. And what we would do, and my tripod's there, so I might not be able to reach it anyway, is we would start out like this, and we would get our legs absolutely as far apart as we could. And this is as far as I can go right now. And then we would sit here for a couple of minutes, like this, and I can feel that already. Sheesh, I am out of shape. And then when we'd been sitting here and gotten good and stretched out, what we would do is we would come around like this, and we would sit down. And then we would hold that for a good long time. And if your legs start to come together, you get out of a split, you just kind of scoot out to widen it a little bit. You pick one leg up slightly, where you relieve the pressure on it, and you push forward to get a wider split. And you keep working on it that way. And then what we would do once we kind of got comfortable in it is then we would reach out to either side, head to your knee, head to your knee. That's another good one to do. And then once you finish with that one, it really helps open up through here. And then when you do that, you kind of come in and you loosen them up and you go for that. I didn't make you guys do that today because that might be a bit much, but we're going to incorporate that one into the next workout, so be ready for it, because it's coming. Jess says that's her fave, or Aaron might say that's his fave. I don't know which of you it is. continue to do more exercise streams or videos? Yes, Lily, I am going to. I want you guys to come here with me and exercise with me because this is freaking great. Lots of you guys. And then now I feel compelled to go and make something healthy, but you don't eat a big meal right after an exercise. So I just saw that in the thing. I need to start exercising or my movies are going to jiggle like that forever. That's kind of... Anyway. I am sorry. I'm probably going to go make a protein smoothie. And it's going to be delicious. But yeah, Aaron thinks it's a good one too. Everyone thinks it's a good one because once you really get, once you feel that good stretch in there, that's good stuff, That's really good stuff. You feel it really loosening things up, and you can, more and more flexibility means you can do more and more. And the great thing about strength and flexibility is they go hand in hand. The more flexible you are, the less your muscles are going to hurt when you do those exercises that require you to throw your leg out or your arms out or, do like fast movements. And the less your muscles tense up and get sore, the more you're going to have the ability to do that without getting sore. And the more you're going to be able to push yourself, the more strength you're going to gain, and it just spirals upwards. And it's good stuff. The endorphin high is nice, too, when you get done exercising. So says Jess. Lily says you've never done a split before. Well, I have never done like a full 180 split. I've gotten really, really close before. We had this one guy that I trained with who could just go, and I mean, it was crazy. He could just he just drop into one, not warmed up or nothing. He'd just be like, oh, okay, boom, and hit the floor, and it's like, dude, that is awesome. And I always wanted to be able to do that, and I never quite got there, but I was close. And I will get there again, and so will you, I promise. Because we're going to practice this. That said, again, thank you so much for being here. Who should we throw the host over to? Because it is time for all of us to go get showers. Because we're going to need them. So if any of you guys have any suggestions as to who to throw the stream over to, use chairs back in the day. I forgot an exercise, guys. I forgot an exercise, and I want to show it to you real quick. While I show you this, and you don't have to do it with me because you probably don't have with you what you need. But while you are trying to suggest someone to throw the stream over to, I got to show you this. What we used to do is we would get 3 folding chairs. Now, I don't have 3 folding chairs, but I do have these big styrofoam blocks that my neighbor gave me because he thought I ought to have them. And now I know he was right. If you want to get a really good push-up in, a really deep one, 3 folding chairs or anything like this. And as you do your push-up, you go lower than your hands. You go way down like this, and you come up again. And that, my friends, is a good exercise for your back. Noisy? You come in whenever you want and enjoy as much of the stream as you want. If you're here on time, we will give you a big workout. If you're late, we will give you a slightly less big workout, but no less of a valuable one. I would say that at the beginning of the workout, we do a lot of stuff to get warmed up for the workout, which is nice. And it's easier on you if you warm up first. But that said, come by whenever, wander out whenever, but it's always good to have you here for whenever you're here. Let me see something real quick, because someone is chit-chatting. That sounds like a good idea. Well, someone has suggested to me that we throw this over to Kevin Crunch, who is streaming Super Mario 64, it looks like. Lily, Noisy, Aaron, Jess, Death Monkey, everybody. Thank you so much. It's wonderful having you here, and I hope you all feel as great as I do. I'm going to throw this over to Kevin Crunch, And thanks, Noisy. I'm going to throw this over to Kevin Crunch. And since I know there's sometimes a bit of a lag on this thing, if one of you will say now when you see me clap, that would be cool, and I'll go and hit the button then. Good night, guys. Go shower. Thanks, guys.